wake me up to another good morning, time to go. Got that smile upon my face, 'cause there's excitement in the chase, this I know. Yeah, I'm going for the ride and find myself, I am alive, and I soar. Still I run towards the wind and let the challenge draw me in, 'cause I want more.
All right, we're back. Episode 4 is here. Welcome into the Gravity Design Lab studio. I'm Brian Small, aka BigPapaSmall. I'm glad you're here. Happy Friday, or happy whatever day it is you're listening back on the podcast. I appreciate you being here, and I'm really hoping that you had a safe and fun July 4th yesterday. Hopefully you can count all 10 of your fingers today. I know there was a lot of storms in northwest Arkansas yesterday, especially in Tawnytown. It was lightning and thundering, and fireworks were firing off everywhere. It was pretty wild night. It's you don't get to see that too often. Usually if there's storms coming in, people just kind of shut it down. Not my neighborhood. They were letting them fly. So anyway, I hope everybody had fun, celebrating America and our freedom from the tyranny of taxes. Wait a second. Something doesn't add up there. Anyway, I digress. When we come back, we're going to get into the offensive line. I finally got my deep dive done. I got all the information I think I needed, so I'm ready to go with it. So sit tight. We'll be right back, and we'll get into it.
Are you a business owner looking to elevate your brand to new heights? Look no further than Gravity Design Labs, your one-stop destination for all things design and marketing. At Gravity Design Labs, we specialize in crafting stunning brand identities, jaw-dropping web designs, eye-catching graphics, and strategic marketing solutions tailored just for you. Our creative engineer is here to transform your vision into a reality. Why settle for ordinary when you can defy gravity? Elevate your brand with Gravity Design Labs. Visit gravitydesignlabs.com today and let's launch your business to the next level. Remember, your success is just a design away.
Are you tired of missing out on exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and special giveaways? Well, fear not, because we've got something special just for you, the Big Papa Small VIP email list. By signing up, you'll be the first to know about our upcoming guests, exclusive interviews, and of course, some killer giveaways that will make you feel like the MVP. Plus, you'll get a direct line to Papa himself, with personalized updates straight to your inbox. Just head over to our website, BigPapaSmall.com, and look for the sign-up link. It's that easy. Be part of the inner circle, because here at Big Papa Small, our VIPs are the real MVPs.
Well, it's no mystery. Last year's line was nothing short of terrible. One of the worst units in the country. They allowed 49 sacks, which was the bottom of the SEC. Could have been more. KJ had to muscle through several sacks in the backfield. Anytime your quarterback has to comment, he lifts weights to throw people off of him, it's not necessarily a good thing if you're in the backfield. Now, if you're running down the field, running people over, that's fine. But it's great whenever they can throw off would-be sacks, because I can think of, just off the top of my head, 2 or 3 that would have been about 20-yard losses that KJ turned into something bigger. So I mean, there were some issues there, and that's never what you want to see, and I think our record kind of reflected that last year. But with whenever you're in the bottom of the SEC like that, something has to change. And so there was a coaching change. The head coach that was formerly the best line coach in the business, taking on a more hands-on role. I mean, things are bound to look up. There's with the line where they were, there's nowhere to look but up. But I think we'll see a bigger improvement this year. We'll see a pretty big step forward. We have a former grad assistant taking over for the big boys up front in the trenches, Coach Eric Mateos. He's young, he's fired up, he has a proven track record in his young career. His energy may be just what they need. That's that was kind of a knock last year. It seemed like the motivation, the energy level of really the whole team was just not there on the offensive side, was just not there on a regular, consistent basis. And that's probably, I mean, it's probably because they were trying out there for the most part, but they just couldn't slow people down. I think we had a lot of high hopes going into the year, whether it was the play callers not putting them in the right position, because I think we saw whenever they were put in the right position, they did well, but it was just too little, too late by that point. So I think with Coach Mateos coming in, I think that's going to be a pretty big boost right there. Coach Pittman stepping in and getting more of a hands-on role and handing off the keys a little bit more to the offensive side of the ball will be beneficial. And I mean, frankly, we have guys that I hate to say addition by subtraction, but we have some addition by subtraction in this because we had some guys leave that were taking spots that we may be able to fill with some of these transfer guys or some of these younger guys stepping up. So I think overall we're going to see an improvement. But who? So let's break it down a little bit. Who's on the roster? How many? How old are they? So there's 19 total players on the offensive line room on the roster. So breaks down 6 freshmen or redshirt freshmen, 4 sophomores, redshirt sophomores, 6 juniors, 3 seniors. So it's fairly young. We have a big chunk of age there, but I think we have. I mean, I can't remember if we've had this deep of a roster on the offensive line. I mean, we have a good solid rotation of 10 guys. I think that could be legitimate rotation guys that could cycle through, and then we have some depth that if some of these other guys kind of step up and need to step in, I think they could. There's just a lot of young guys too, so we may see a lot of that. A lot of redshirt years this year for some of them. And so out of the 19, I kind of outside looking in. I'm not in the room, and I haven't been to the practices up close and paid too close of attention yet. Well, hopefully we'll get into some of those this fall as we get a little closer to it. But the leaders that I kind of see from afar would be Josh Braun, Addison Nichols, and Patrick Kudus. I could see those 3 guys. They seem to have a really good relationship and being right there kind of on that interior line. They have a lot of experience too. We have 2 of them are transfers in, and then one has been here since high school. He's a junior in Kudus. They've all seen a lot of action outside of Arkansas and at Arkansas. So we'll get into that a little bit. Let's start with Josh Braun. I think he's kind of that the vocal leader of the line. I could see him being in that kind of either the right guard or the center position. And that's 2023. He earned second team All SEC honors, which is pretty impressive from that line that we had last year. I mean, we talked about that already. For him to be on any All SEC, for any lineman that we had to be on it, then they had to have stood out, which is tough whenever you're looking at your quarterback going down, what do we say, 49 times. I mean, that's not even including the hurries and stuff. So, that's pretty impressive. So he played in all 12 games. He opened the season at left guard, and then he played the remaining 11 games at right guard. And so he saw action in all 12 games they had last year. And in his 394 snaps, he only allowed 2 sacks and had just 3 penalties on the year. And if we remember last year, that line had a bunch of penalties. Most of it was just a guy or two was getting a bunch of them and was kind of throwing off that system. That was another thing we saw last year was they were kind of shooting themselves in the foot. We'd get rolling, and then next thing you know, we have first and 20 or first and 25 or first and 30. I mean that's a drive killer. That's a game killer. That's a momentum killer for sure. And so we saw Braun be kind of that one of those stabilizing forces where he wasn't giving up sacks, he wasn't giving up penalties too much. So I mean that's pretty impressive. I see him taking a step forward and taking on that leadership role a little more. This will be his second year at Arkansas because he transferred in from Florida. That's where he's from, is Florida, and so he transferred in from there. And I see him taking a step forward this next year. And then you got Addison Nichols. I think he he saw action in all 12 games also. I think he'll be another one of those kind of stabilizing forces. Both of these guys are 6'5", 300 plus pounds. Like they're big boys, so I think they have the build. And same with Kudus. He's 6'5", 312. So I mean, we're looking at some big boys again, which is good. But Nichols, he appeared in all 12 games as a reserve offensive lineman. This was his first year here. He transferred in from Tennessee. He played 6 offensive snaps at left guard in one game, and he didn't allow any pressures, which is awesome because like we talked about that we talked about earlier, that offensive line gave up a lot of pressure. They gave up a lot of sacks, but they had a lot more pressures too on top of that. And so that's I think we'll see him take a pretty big step forward. We saw in the spring game, we saw him take a lot of the center snaps. That's kind of where he started and ended. So I could see him or Braun. I could see them kind of flipping between either center or right guard, depending on where fall camp leads. I could see that happening. But then to kind of solidify that middle of the line, right there around I mean that's where all the action is coming in quick. Now you have it's important to have your guys on the outside too, but that interior line kind of communicates everything, and they got to be tight. So that's why I think they're three kind of leaders. They're not all going to be vocal leaders, but they'll be kind of leaders there on the line to communicate amongst the line there to call out stuff and whatnot. And so to kind of fill in that piece, Patrick Kudus, he's been here since high school. He's a junior. He started in all 9 games that he played in during his sophomore year, but then he had a season-ending injury that knocked him out. He started at right tackle and center. He had a total of 552 snaps and only allowed 5 sacks over 301 passing plays. It's according to the Pro Football Focus. So I think that having him healthy and back, and then having that good communication between him, Braun, and Nichols is going to be huge going into this next year. Because I mean, we don't have the quarterback that can just throw guys off of them anymore. We have a good, strong-armed, fast quarterback. So if he needs to break out and take off, he can. But I think the line being a more solid, communicative effort is going to be a game changer this year. Because I mean, there were several games that we were in and only lost by like 1, maybe 2 possessions, but then there were some that we just let go of the rope, and we can't have any of that this year. But whenever the play callers put the offensive line and the team in the best position to their strengths, we see a game. I mean, we see a completely different game. So I think having Bobby Petrino back, he's going to work well to get the team into a position where they can succeed. It's not going to be we're doing it this way. I don't care what your strengths are whatever happened last year with the play calling. I mean, that's if I can sit on my couch watching the game and say, why are we doing this? Okay, we're going to be doing this. That's a problem, you know? So I think predictability isn't the worst thing unless it's a detriment to your guy's skill set. So I think we'll see the line put in a better position this year. I think we'll see them fired up and motivated a little bit more with Coach Mateos coming in and with Coach Petrino coming back in too. So I mean we have a good solid core there. But let's finish out the starting line. I think will be we'll just go down the list. We have left tackle Fernando Carmona. He's a redshirt junior. I think he'll fill in that role really nice. Left guard Patrick Kudus Jr. that we talked about. Center, like I said, I could see center or right guard flipping, but I think center Addison Nichols, the redshirt sophomore out of Tennessee. I think he's going to be in that role to start. We'll see as fall camp progresses. Right guard Josh Braun, redshirt senior. I think he'll be kind of that vocal leader there. And then right tackle, I could see getting the start. The Michigan State transfer Keyshawn Blackstock. He's a redshirt junior. I could see him stepping into that role and really owning it. Now some other guys that I could see being like the solid rotation guys. Marion Harris, he's a redshirt sophomore. Tykees Crawford, I mean, he's a senior. It's time for him to really step up and show what he can do if he wants to kind of take that next step. He's running out of time, but he's always been. I mean, he's been solid, but it's time for him to step up and be great. I could see him kind of taking on that right tackle role also, and I could see him filling in there too. So it's almost like a 1A, 1B in my mind. If he steps up, he could very well take that spot too. Then you got Amari Wiggins. He's a redshirt junior. I could see him getting some role play. Joe Moore, redshirt senior. I mean, he's one of the older classmen, so I could see him coming in and making an impact on some level. And then the freshman, Kobe Branham. I'm not sure if I said his last name right there, but he as a freshman, I could see him getting some solid play. And those five guys, I could see them stepping in on the special team side too. There will be a lot of opportunity there because a lot of the guys that I think are going to be in the starting lineup got a lot of snaps on the special teams side of the ball too, which they probably still will. But you'll see some of those younger guys and some of those rotation guys kind of coming in to fill that space also. But yeah, so I mean, I think we'll see to kind of conclusion. I could see them coming in and looking like a completely different line because you're as I said, addition by subtraction with some guys, whether they hit the portal or they aged out or whatever, they didn't get drafted, so there's that. But I could see some major improvement coming in, even in the coaching staff. I mean, I think having Coach Mateos come in, that's going to be a reinvigorated room, and these guys stepping up. They have pride in them too. So I mean, they don't want to go out and do what they did last year. They don't want to look like that again. So I think we'll see a restored line room, which could be the difference in going 4-8 or I don't know 7-5, 8-4 would be like a miracle. It would be incredible. But if the line steps up and the play calling plays to their strengths, it could happen. I mean, we got a lot of talent on this team, so it's time to roll, time to get going. And speaking of rolling, we're gonna hit one more break here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about what we're getting into next and kind of wrap it up. So sit tight, listen to these ads here. There's some good sponsors coming in, and if you if you want to be involved and you want to hear your voice or hear your business name said on air here, give me a shout. We can make it happen. All right, sit tight. We'll be right back.
Are you a business owner looking to elevate your brand to new heights? Look no further than Gravity Design Labs, your one-stop destination for all things design and marketing. At Gravity Design Labs, we specialize in crafting stunning brand identities, jaw-dropping web designs, eye-catching graphics, and strategic marketing solutions tailored just for you. Our creative engineer is here to transform your vision into a reality. Why settle for ordinary when you can defy gravity? Elevate your brand with Gravity Design Labs. Visit gravitydesignlabs.com today and let's launch your business to the next level. Remember, your success is just a design away.
Are you tired of missing out on exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and special giveaways? Well, fear not, because we've got something special just for you, the BigPapaSmall VIP email list. By signing up, you'll be the first to know about our upcoming guests, exclusive interviews, and of course, some killer giveaways that will make you feel like the MVP. Plus, you'll get a direct line to Papa himself, with personalized updates straight to your inbox. Just head over to our website, BigPapaSmall.com, and look for the sign-up link. It's that easy. Be part of the inner circle, because here at BigPapaSmall, our VIPs are the real MVPs.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to get into next week. I think I want to talk a little bit of basketball, basketball recruiting, some roster moves. You know, we've been adding a few pieces there, so we'll get into that. And I want to do a little dive into the defensive backfield next week. I want to break down some of those linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties. I want to look into that a little bit. So we'll talk about that, and I'm gonna try to get the offensive line blog post put up. So if you want to kind of look at some of these numbers and look at some of the things that I was looking at to do a little research for this, I'm gonna try to get that posted up this week also. So be looking for that. And there's been some baseball moves. We may get into that some too. We'll play that by ear. I might try to have a guest on next week so that we can kind of talk that stuff through a little bit. So stop in and look for that. And I just bottom of my heart, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little while. It means everything. You can find it on the Podbean app. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and we'll get into whatever we want to get into here. I mean, this is our ship. This is our baby. We can develop it how we want. So by all means, let me know what you want to talk about, what you want to get into, and we'll do it. And so we're gonna wrap this one up. I appreciate it, everybody being here, and don't forget, share it with your friends. Let's get it out there. Let's build this community up. If you want to see me add some more stuff in, let me know. But we're gonna get out of here today. So as always, stay blessed, stay passionate, keep the love of the game alive. We'll see you next week.